Hey everyone, my name is Jack Williams with
Ehsan Kassim.
and welcome to another special episode, post-game episode of our Seminole Script Show. It's not midweek anymore, it's essentially Sunday right now. We are currently in Charlotte at the ACC Champions, and Florida State's an ACC champion for the first time since 2014. A crazy, just a strange game, I don't know if crazy is the right word, 16-6 final. Ehsan, what are you thinking?
So, first of all, you said Sunday morning. I mean, it's basically Sunday. Mike Norvell came in after midnight and said good morning.
Technically, you're right. Good morning.
Yeah, because it's good morning, it's Sunday morning, it's a happy morning if you're in Tallahassee, or if a Seminole fan, because, wow, Florida State, first ACC Championships 2014, they are I'm going to say this, say it, they are a college football playoff team. No ifs, buts, and they are a college football playoff team.
Absolutely.
They have earned it. 13-0. They just beat the number 15 team. They are a dominant defense. They shut down a Louisville team that scored lots of points against everyone else to 6 points. Jack Plummer, was a sixth-year senior. Did not look like a veteran quarterback. He looked like Max Brown looked last week as a freshman with deer in headlights when the FSU defense, Braden Fisk, 3 sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss. Jared Verse had a couple sacks. Patrick Payton got back there. Fabian Love, I think, had a sack and then 2 pass breakups. Mm-hmm. They recorded a season high in tackles for loss, season high in sacks, season high in pass breakups. Like, this team defensively did everything you want to see from a college football playoff team. Yeah, they scored 16 points, but that was with the freshman starter, which is rare. First career start coming in the ACC championship game. He did well. He did enough. He did okay. I'm not going to say well. He did enough. He had poise when he needed to. He made the plays he needed to. And you know what? The argument, they're on the third string quarterback. Well, more than likely, Taylor Rodemaker will be back for the whenever the playoff game is, January 1st. So, once again, that argument is null and void. Taylor Rodemaker is a veteran quarterback who, put up in his one start, led FSU to 43 consecutive points against North Alabama. Has a comeback win over Louisville in his career. He's not Jordan Travis. Let's be honest. No one's Jordan Travis. That's an elite player. Mike Norvell's called him the best player in college football, or one of the best players in college football, multiple times, and we agree with him.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Florida State is a playoff team. The offense may not be great, but we've seen Alabama has flaws. They barely beat Auburn a couple weeks ago. They lost to Texas. That Texas loss might keep them out anyways. Mm-hmm. Washington, has struggled defensively at times. They have a great offense, but they've been winning close games here and there. And then Michigan might be the best team in the country, which is weird to say because a couple of weeks ago, me and you were not very high on them.
Considering how much we were harping them out and saying they shouldn't be in the playoff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, Florida State is a playoff team, just like those other 3 teams I just mentioned. Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, and Alabama. We'll see what happens with that. But Florida State should be number 3 in the college football rankings when they come out tomorrow. If they are not, it is a travesty. It is a crime. It is awful because they have earned it. And rent.
Absolutely. I mean, that, in my opinion, too, I'm going to put some bold claims out here if you don't mind as well. That was in my opinion, that was one of the best teams in the nation defensively. One of the best teams defensively I've seen all year. That was the defensive performance that they've been asking for all year. Mike Norvell talks about adversity over and over and over again. This was the moment that they were preparing for. Putting in a true freshman quarterback. You have all this just, again, adversity up in the air over and over again. We didn't know Tate Rodemaker was going to start. Comes out dressed in warm-ups, but then Brock Lenz taking snaps with all the starters. Next thing Brock Lenz started. Tate Rodemaker's not dressing anymore. Brock Lenz took a second to find his game, but we really saw some good things out of him, as we've been mentioning over and over again. He's going to be a great talent down the road. It may not be his time just yet, but he did just enough right now to win the game tonight, and that defense just gave him the standing ground that he needed. Braden Fisk just dominant, a MAC product as well from Western Michigan. Got to put that out there as well. Just absolutely dominant throughout the day. Jared Verse, absolute beast. Tatum Bethune making debatably the biggest play of the game, that interception in the end zone after Alex Mastromano, couldn't get that punt off. It was a rough moment. FSU capitalized. Mike Norvell was so passionate tonight, banging on the table. verbally strong, saying this team deserves to be in the college football playoffs, and I couldn't agree more. You know, you could say what you want about the offense. The rain is starting to come down. It's so dramatic. Feels like Shawshank Redemption. This team deserves to be in the college playoff. Absolutely. I don't care what Paul Feinbaum's saying about Alabama and Georgia. Those two teams might not even be in it. But, you know, this FSU team has done everything that's been asked of. They have answered to the call when Jordan Travis, you know, he's down and Tate Rodemaker's down. You have Keon Coleman out sometimes. You have Johnny Wilson out at times throughout the year as well. You have players in and out throughout the season, and this team managed to stay perfect throughout the year and beat a good Louisville team who is here for the first time. This is a good football team. Turn all the noise off. They have all the noise off. In fact, they are embracing that college football playoff role right now. You know, you could say what you want about that offense, and as Ehsan said, they were in a adverse moment. They're facing adversity and stuff like that. But that defense, man, that defense, wow, that was just the most impressive part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, so I got a stat from, and I've included the grades, which are up already, by the way, from one of the Courier Journal reporters who cover Louisville. In Jeff Brom's career as a head coach, that was just the third time his team has been held to 6 points or less. Jeff Brom is an offensive genius when it comes to play calling, and Mike Norvell, Adam Fuller, the team shut the team down. Jack Plummer is a veteran quarterback, has lots of
6 years,
nothing.
Right?
Jawar Jordan, great player. Jabari Trash, another great player. No, they could not do much against Florida State. There were some plays here and there, It's going to happen. That's football. You're going to have plays. One player we haven't mentioned yet, for the offensive side, Lawrence Toafili, Lawrence Wildcat Toafili.
Unbelievable. East High Wildcat, High School Musical reference. Man was just unawakened tonight. We've talked about just throughout the season how the running game hasn't been going. The running game hasn't been going. Tonight, we mentioned that Trey Benson feels like he's been carrying it throughout the entire season. It was the moment tonight where we really saw that explode open over 100 yards. He had the lone touchdown of the game. He just had this one moment in that game there too. Ripped off. It was a 74-yard drive. 73-yard drive.
75-yard drive, 73-yard run to set the 2-yard
Got
touchdown.
them to the 2. All different numbers there. 2 yards into the end zone. He was the ACC championship game MVP. He got to break the rock tonight. You talk about guys coming up in moments. Trey Benson was, completely guarded down today. He's been that guy when the passing game can't get going. Lawrence Toafili, man, you talk about guys stepping up. He stepped up big time when this team needed it. He is not the avatar, because when the world needed him most, he did not disappear.
And I will say, Trey Benson finished, I think, with 73 yards, if I'm mistaken. Had a good, decent game. But at the end, he is a player that will you don't want to face him in the fourth quarter, because the man is a beast. He's, strong physical runner. Then in the game, he broke off a 21-yard run, which helps out the Ryan Fitzgerald field goal, which put the team up by 7 points. The defense obviously came up with a couple big sacks. Braden Fisk was everywhere.
Oh my God!
And then they got another field goal where Ryan Fitzgerald, they just did enough. They did enough, and they have wins over LSU. Let's see, Clemson on the road, which no one else has done this year. Duke at home. They have a win over Miami, which is a bowl-eligible team.
Boston's a bowl-eligible team.
Boston College is a bowl-eligible team. There's a few others. Florida's went 5-7, but that was a tough win on the road against a rival. That was an impressive win. And then you have this one, where this is a great team. Florida State is a great team. But I'll be honest, I'm not sure if they're winning the national championship this year without Jordan Travis, because there's a ceiling to how good they can be.
Right. But they deserve to be in that. They deserve to be in the playoffs. They deserve to be in that moment. Absolutely.
Yes. We're, like I mentioned, this should be number 3 team. Just a quick, if I had to do a ranking myself, I would do Michigan 1 and earned it, Washington 2, Florida State 3, and then Texas got the win over Alabama, my alma mater, So I'm going to put Texas at 4, because, the regular season matters. Those wins matter. If we're going to make the argument for Florida State, then we got to make the argument that the heads-to-heads do matter, that Texas does deserve to be over Alabama. You can argue that Alabama's a better team. You can still argue, just despite their loss, Georgia's still the best team in the country. They've lost once in 30 games, so, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But Florida State deserves to be in the playoffs, and they did everything. They're 13-0. Stop this narrative that they don't deserve to be there. There's better teams. There might be, but you know what you do? You put it on the field, and they went 13-0. They're one of 3 teams that do that.
They've done everything they've been asked for this season. They deserve to be in it. Noon tomorrow, today, noon on Sunday. Do you know the channel, ESPN?
I guess you get the ESPN.
Okay, well, you'll be able to find out all of our stuff here. SM, where can they find our stuff?
Yeah, Tallahassee.com, NoleSports.com. Just come find us. We have so much content. We cover this as well as anyone, and we are proud of it. We had different angles for the preview for this game, different ways, of Tate, of Jordan Travis stories, and just the defense, offense, everything. We have you covered. We're the lone site that was at the lone, media outlet that was at the College Cup. So, make sure you check us out because we're going to have you covered wire to wire when it comes to FSU.
We got this whole state of North Carolina covered right now when it comes to championship season. Catch up with our soccer coverage on Monday as well as they look to win a national championship against Stanford. But yeah, that's all we got. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. And yeah, we'll see you whenever.
Please like and subscribe.
Yes.